Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Hashtag Arrive to Thrive, where we talk about key information for incoming transfer students. I'm here with John and Lori, representing the Quarter in Washington program that transfer students are eligible for here at UCLA. So guys, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, hi, my name is John. I graduated this past summer, but I am a transfer student and I went to DC in spring of 15.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, I'm Lori. I'm a fourth year student right now, and I went to DC in the fall of 2017.
So guys, can you tell me a little bit about your experience in DC?
Well, my experience was amazing. But my favorite experience in DC was going to the Supreme Court in the spring of 15, because that's when the marriage equality was finally legalized. And so me and my roommates, we would go to the Supreme Court at the break of dawn every day, waiting for the decision. And on the day of the actual decision, it was like a huge party. The city was electrified, there was so much energy, everyone was just celebrating, and it was such a surreal experience. And it's experiences like that that I feel like you cannot really get here on campus at UCLA, that you really have to go to DC for that.
One of my favorite experiences in Washington, D.C. was camping outside of the Supreme Court to hear an oral argument. A couple other cool experiences that I had was studying at the Library of Congress. All you need is a photo ID and they'll issue you a library card. And there it's one of the most beautiful buildings you could ever go to. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and you're surrounded by hundreds of years of archives. It's just a really exciting place and you feel like you're in the middle of history. Another thing that is really common that a lot of students do is monumenting. So basically what it is, late at night you grab a bunch of people, grab friends, and you head out. It's a 15-minute walk to the White House and you start walking the National Mall late at night. It's my favorite time to see the mall. It's beautiful. Everything's illuminated. Those are just a glimpse of some of the awesome opportunities that you have in DC and some of the reasons that DC was so amazing for me.
That sounds very exciting.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I have to say. Were there any specific program events that you particularly enjoyed?
The primary thing you do in the program is that you'll be doing a research project seminar as well as your internship. But aside from that, there's a lot of things to do while you're in DC that is organized by the UCDC team. Primarily, every Monday night, there is what we call Monday Night Forums, where a professor interviews special guests somewhere in the city. But for example, we've had 3 Supreme Court judges come to the center and just talk to students. And that's an amazing experience because when was the last time you can say you've actually shook hands and spoke with a Supreme Court judge? And it's experiences like that that I feel is one in a lifetime and is really priceless. Aside from that, there's also just tours. So the center organizes tours to Gettysburg, to Arlington Cemetery, to Philadelphia, or even to Georgetown, which is a neighborhood away from where we're at. It's a great way to see the East Coast and a great way to really soak in the history of the city and history of all the important events that's happened in American history. So, being part of this program, there's just so much for you to do that I feel like it's valuable.
So let's say I'm interested in applying. How would I go about doing so?
Awesome. Okay, so the first thing you do is just to check whether or not you're eligible. We have a couple of eligibility requirements, but in general, most everyone will be eligible. So all majors are welcome to apply, so that's not an issue. But the few requirements are that you have to have above a 3.0 GPA. The other requirement is that you've taken some sort of course in the topic that you're interested in studying. The last one is that you need to be enrolled as a full-time UCLA student. There are a few main components that you need. Arguably the most important component is your essay. So your essay is a 1-page, single-spaced research proposal. Otherwise, you need a resume. You need at least 1 letter of rec, and eventually you'll need a second one. And you also need, your transcript. If you've met the eligibility and you have those application components, you're set to go.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to give one last pitch for the Quarter in Washington?
For us, since it's during the academic year, you will get your 12 full-time upper division units, and your financial aid will apply. So it's a really great benefit for students who are really watching their time and their finances at UCLA. We're a great way for you to study outside of UCLA. So I don't like to say we're study abroad, we're study across the country.
I like that.
And it's a really great opportunity for you to have that experience of being somewhere else but still be receiving UCLA credit. But the really big difference between us and other programs is this research component. You will be working on your research topic for the whole quarter. There's options for everybody. So I think those are the really important components that our program offers that you really can't get at any other program here at UCLA.
All right, well, there you have it, transfers. This has been a talk with John and Lori about the quarter in Washington, D.C. Come check out the office here at Rolfe, and go Bruins.